January 15th, 2025. How's it going, guys? Well, I got another video for you. And I'm back here in Kansas City. Been back for a few days. Just haven't got a lot of videos out yet. Now, I'm going to be talking about Las Vegas some. We're going to talk about the do's and don'ts, especially if you're going out there on New Year's Eve, and some of the things you might want to avoid. But let's get on to Kansas City here. I see there's a lot of stuff that's gone on in the last week and a half. Only good thing I've seen is they tore those Steak and Shake down there up on 40 Highway, where a whole bunch of the homeless and everything was living in and stuff. Looks pretty nice up there. You can kind of see the skyline as you're driving down 40 Highway there. That looks better. But we're going to talk about, of course, here in Kansas City and Independence, we're going to talk about the crime. We're going to talk about the drugs. I noticed in the last several days I guess I should say that between the YouTube channels and the television stations, we've had massive people that have been killed here, shot. They had one up in Raytown, a 70-year-old man. I guess they're still looking for. They've had one gentleman that was, what I understand, he did like sports for like high schools and stuff. He's around 50 years old. He got killed off I-29. And the drugs are still flowing heavy here. Now, I'm going to talk about that also in Las Vegas. Now, there's drugs everywhere, but they keep stuff down to the minimum in places where they want to keep it a little bit more clean. And I'm going to be showing some things out in Las Vegas, too. I'm going to be showing some homeless. But I'm going to be showing some stuff. The things out there, what I notice about the homeless, how they keep a lot of that down. They keep them in one area, but the ones that aren't always in, like you say, their main area. I think they call that Naked City over there in that area, where they all kind of hang out. They don't approach really and panhandle that much there in Las Vegas. Now, I got to look at this. I wonder, well, how do they kind of prevent some of this stuff? Well, they want tourists to come to Vegas. They don't want to be hounded by, homeless and stuff like that. But there are some out on the streets. But they feed them. Actually, the casinos and stuff, some of them feed them. And that just keeps them hush, keeps them quiet. Now, we walked by one guy, and it would have been nice if they'd have gave him a fork, though, because he was like a dog. He was eating spaghetti. And he was actually eating the spaghetti out of a tray. Now, he was clean, but he was homeless. And I'm going to show a couple other ones. One was by the MGM. One was down on the main drag down there. Lots of different things, guys. Lots of different things. And then when I got back here, we had some problems getting back. That night, we ended up actually staying 2 more days because of the snow that hit here in Kansas City. And we had a hard time contacting an Uber up there at the airport. We finally did get a hold of one through a different route, but we couldn't contact them inside the airport, which was kind of weird. But what I found interesting, we've had a lot of problems with KC Ride, Estes, and Uber's pulling in the driveway here and stuff. But what I found really interesting? The ones that are legit, the ones that actually are trying to make money for their families, they're not stoners, they're not, into drugs and all that stuff real heavy. They're the ones actually that, are, like I say, the ones doing their job. But then there's the other ones that they got, driving for them and stuff that's not too good. But what I wanted to get into real quick is, took this Uber back to our house. I wanted to see if the GPS would lock right onto this house. And guess what, guys? It did. It took him right to this house here, my house. Didn't go in anybody else's driveway, anything. So right there, that shows me right there. This is a deliberate act. The problems that we've had here on some of these neighbors on both sides of us here and stuff, and it's been deliberate. But On top of that, we're going to get up to, we're going to show a deal of 7-Eleven here, a couple days back here. And they're still they're still dealing drugs out in front of 7-Eleven up there. They're still, you know, they put in sacks and bags. I'm going to show that. There was a couple that was behind, had come out at 7-Eleven. And they were so hyped up. This one guy, I mean, you could tell most of his teeth were gone. And, you know, they get on the meth, the other stuff, it rots their teeth out. They don't have teeth and stuff. I mean, not good. And they were all jumping in the car, moving around and stuff. And they even held the bag up. I guess Kansas City, Missouri Independence can't. You know, if you can't see this, if you can't see what's going on up here at this 7-Eleven, nobody can. Don't recommend ever coming in here to Kansas City up here at 40 Highway at this 7-Eleven up here, because it just doesn't stop. That's it. That's their main deal. And they still got it going on. And I'm going to show that. So let's get started, guys. And I might even get one of the homeless ones in from Vegas out there I'm going to show. Did have a lot of fun. Met a couple, 3 gals out there. I met a 23-year-old Russian gal. I met a Japanese gal. And then I met a real nice black gal, too. That actually worked for the airport. Anyway, guys, let's get started. All right, guys, we'll just go ahead and show this. I mean, you can't make this stuff up as soon as you get back here in Kansas City. And I got it brightened up here a little bit. I wanted you to see this one vehicle sitting off to the back side. I mean, that's their, oh God, the cars that sit back there a lot of times, I mean, they're dealing drugs all the time. But this is good. I want to show this coming out of 7-Eleven here. Oh, and these are winners in this vehicle here. And this guy, he was, you can see both of them were so jittery, it wasn't even funny. Hold on, guys, a second. I got that speaker, it's static. I'm going to turn that down so we don't static. See if I go ahead and get this to play here. Hold on just a second. All right, guys, I can get it to go now here. And there, see, he's got that bag. You gonna show me. They know who I am. They know I got dash cam on both front and back. They're gonna show, hey man, I got my stash. I got my stuff here up here at 7-Eleven. Come on up. Guys, if you're traveling here in Kansas City, you don't want to come in here between big boys in this 7-Eleven. And watch, you're gonna see them jump around here a whole bunch too. Look at this. Crazy stuff, man. Look at that. Well, yeah, I mean, how much longer are they going to be around anyway? They keep doing that stuff. But, like I say, I wanted to show this, though, because I wanted to show it coming out of 7-Eleven. Not good, guys. Not good at all. So hold on. And I wanted to show that one more time, that bag right there. See, they stand out in front of 7-Eleven, and there's a whole bunch of black guys and white guys that stand there, and they deal out of the vehicles too. And then they try to use like sacks and stuff, like if you've been in there and stuff. But I wanted to show that because, like I say, you know, that's just crazy stuff, man. Look how they jump around. I mean, that's just crazy. So hold on. All right, guys. Now I wanted to show up there, you know, where they tore the building down up here in 40 Highway up here. That looks good. Look at the skyline. I remember when that used to be all field at one time up there. And they still had cars over on the other side where Gordman's and Toys R Us going in up there. Even in the snow. For the last several days, before some of the stuff started even melting, they were having to pull people out because they were having to go back there. Now, what would you have to be back on a vacant parking lot that much to want to go back up in there unless it was drugs, you know, man. I mean, that's crazy. But this looks good. Something Kansas City, Missouri did good. Got to give them a gold. We'll give them 3 gold stars for getting. Now, if Independence could just get rid of the Gordmans and the Toys R Us buildings over there, so they wouldn't be hanging out there, being able to do their drugs and their other stuff, it'd be a great help. So hold on. Okay, guys. And I wanted to show this. This is just one of a couple, 3 of the homeless that I took photos out there. And I wanted you to see this. And they were, I mean, the ones that are homeless, the places are feeding them. So, but this one guy, he had a plate of spaghetti, but they didn't give him no fork or spoon. And he was down there lapping up like a dog. Now, that didn't look too good. I was thinking, God, if they could give him a plate of spaghetti, they could at least give him a fork. But I can tell you a real quick funny thing about that, too. A couple times back when me and my son went out there, and we were in one of those, was it AB? Was it? I think it was the ABC store. And this guy had bought something to eat, but this guy, he had looked like a homeless guy too, but they didn't have no forks or spoons. He said, well, how am I going to eat it? He had bought something in there, and I just thought that was crazy, man. But I wanted you to see this, and like I say, but the difference is they're not drugged out on the main drag streets up and through Las Vegas, even down, like I say, they're not drugged out. They're homeless, but they're not also hitting people up for anything. Sometimes people go up and give, but they don't. You don't see them have a sign, need money. You don't see, they're feeding them. And to me, that's keeping it down somewhat. But I want you guys to see that. We're going to be talking a lot about Las Vegas. We're going to talk about New Year's Eve a lot too, the do's and don'ts. And we're going to talk about, is this country still alive? Do we still have people that care about the US of A? And I can tell you for sure, yes, we do. Because some of the places I went, we were there for almost 7 days. And we went all over from down on the old end of town to the main drags and everywhere else. And I can tell you one thing, there are people here, standing here, that do care about this US of A here. So hold on, guys. But this is Kansas City. Crazy stuff. Look at that. Now, I didn't see nothing out there in Las Vegas like that. And I'm serious. I didn't see nobody act like that. So that should tell you something right here about Kansas City. Also wanted to show this, guys. This was kind of cool. And like I say, what's interesting about Vegas out there, you get a whole melting pot of people. And they all try to get along. Now, this is down in kind of more in the Latin area here. I think this is considered Container Park. And didn't have no problem. Didn't have no problem blending, walking through, getting along with everybody. Well, boy, here in Kansas City, that's a whole nother deal, ain't it? But, there you go again, too, isn't it? It's all about the money here and control. But out there, I mean, everybody, it seems like they like to have a good time. So hold on, guys. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up pretty quick. Also, I understand, too, that from Southwest Boulevard to several other locations, restaurants have been broken into. I mean, come on, people. I mean, put a stop to some of these people doing this stuff. Now, there's always eyes that see what's going on here. I mean, just like this guy got shot up in Raytown, just like this guy got shot off over here at I-29. Somebody seen something. Anyway, guys, we'll wrap it up for right now. I got a lot to talk about. We're going to compare Las Vegas to Kansas City. And I mean, there is no comparison in the sense. I mean, like I say, they keep their crime down better. They still have a lot of bad things out there. They had a gal got killed out there on the highway out there that basically is hit and run. And a person actually hit this lady, knocked her basically off, killed her. But the plate was embedded into the vehicle that had hit her. So, things still happen everywhere. But, you can't keep some of this, like I say, trash and thuggy crime and drugs down a lot more. Anyway, guys, keep your eyes open and stay safe out there.